Hello and welcome to my latest video. I know there are a lot of Lush fans out there who are absolutely obsessed with this. This is the Bouche de Noël. If you've not tried it, it is a Lush cleanser from Lush, obviously, and it's a seasonal product that is only available for a few months of the year from about the end of September until December. It's a facial cleanser. It's supposed to really represent Christmas in a pot, and it really does. There's cherries, there's almonds, it's amazing. It just smells and looks like Christmas cake. Unfortunately, like all of Lush cleansers, this has a short shelf life and it tends to last between 2 and 3 months. So what I and a lot of other Lushies do every year is we freeze this product, because this can actually then last for the entire year until Christmas comes around again and the fresh pots come out that you can stock up on. I'm going to show you exactly what I do, how I store this, how I freeze it. I'm going to show you how it's worked for me, how I was able to utilise this in the best way possible. The first thing I'm going to say is that this is how it looks in the pot. Obviously this is not going to work. If you freeze a piece this size, you're going to have to defrost the whole piece to use it, and then it's going to go off in a matter of days. You need, first of all, a plastic container, preferably one that's not that thick. You need cling film, a sharp knife, and the cleanser that you're going to freeze. First thing that you do with your cleanser is you're going to cut it into 1 centimetre blocks. As you can see there, I've cut it roughly into little 1 centimetre chunks. The next thing you need to do is take your cling film. As you can see here, it's quite a long piece. Using your pot here, you're going to lay the cling film in the bottom of the pot. What you now need to do is, with your pieces, you need to lay them on top of that cling film with a little bit in between each one. I've laid pieces flat on the cling film, but I've left quite a generous space in between. The next thing you're going to do is take your cling film, fold it over, and lay the cling film on top of the cleanser. And the next thing you're going to do is put some more Bouche de Noël on top of this, as we've just done. A lot of the pieces that I've now laid on top are fitted into the gaps, but as long as there is a space between your pieces, that's fine. Once you've done that, your cleanser should look like this. Now, I know some of you guys are probably wondering, well, why did she layer it like this? Why did she put cling film in between? Why did she not just freeze it all together? The reason being that when this is fully frozen, each of those clumps are going to stick to anything else around them that might be present at the time. Putting this cling film allows those pieces to sit separately, and once they are frozen, they're really easy to then take apart and put into a box. What you do once you've got to this stage here is pop them in the freezer, and probably between 8 and 12 hours, sometimes up to 24 hours depending on your freezer, they shall be ready for the next step. So I'm going to pop them in now. Okay, so once you have left your cleanser in the freezer for a good 24 hours, there's one final step. As you can see here, this has just come out of the freezer, nice and frozen solid, and it's ready to transfer into your pot. First and foremost, the reason why I chop them into little pieces like this is because if you freeze the entire piece by itself, when you come to using it, it's really difficult to break off pieces that you want. I find it's really easy when I run out to come to the freezer, open the door, take out a piece like that, pop that in my box in my bathroom, and it will defrost and last a few days. You don't want to take the whole thing out after a couple of months, because obviously by that point it will go out of date. So that's how I cut, store and look after my Bouche de Noël throughout the year. I cannot live without this. It is my all-time favourite cleanser, and I have to have it throughout the year. So I stock up, I freeze 2 tubs, and I have 1 on the go. That is how to store, freeze and prolong the life of seasonal cleansers.